Hello, Michelle. I had I was live just a little bit ago, and for some reason it like disconnected. So I don't know what happened. And I had about a dozen people in there watching. Um, uh, I went through the procedure of refilling the reservoir here for my birds, and then as soon as I hung up the stupid thing, my feed shut off. So it is a beautiful day. It's supposed to get up to like 82 or 83 today, something like that. I was out in the sun earlier and it was like woo-wee. So hopefully I didn't get a little burnt. I don't use sunscreen that much, but yeah. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. Beautiful day. So welcome in. Welcome in. We're gonna watch the birds for a bit and chill and relax and release is what I like to say. Just release. I'm having to sit here in the kitchen next to these dirty dishes, which it's not my responsibility to do them this time. I have two other roommates, so they can. I've been washing the dishes like I think the last 7 times, so it's their turn. Wash the dishes. We don't have a dishwasher, so well, I'm the dishwasher. We don't have a powered one. Let's put it that way. So hopefully I'll get my regulars back in here because I had this like I said, my last feed just for some reason it got shut off. I don't know what the heck I did. I don't know what I did. We got Felipe up there. He's just hanging out. Felipe the frog. Let's catch him here. He's just relaxing. It's a beautiful day. And he's just chilling. There's Felipe. So, welcome back, guys. Sorry about that. I don't know why it disconnected. It just, all of a sudden I noticed that all my viewers went away. And I'm like, what the hell? And so I don't know. I don't know what happened. I might have lost connection. I got pretty good Wi-Fi here, but yeah, that was kind of weird. Leilani had her charges drops. Yeah, she showed up last night down at the facility, and I didn't know because I didn't know. I was getting all these different rumors that like she was dead or she was in rehab. That's why nobody has seen her and all this stuff. So I'm like, I didn't know what to believe. And I'm down there and we're doing our thing and everything, and I just hear someone screaming, "Spider! Spider!" I'm like, what the fuck? And then I see her running at me, coming down the road, just sprinting. And then she just jumps up in the air and just goes into my arms. She's like, "Oh my God, I heard that you got arrested." And so she felt guilty because she was right there when I removed the sign, so she thought that, she thought it was her fault. And I'm like, no. I'm like, all I did is I got information from you guys, because it was like some of the other people down there, they said, well, that stop sign had been knocked over down at the Patriot Corner and they don't know where it came from and everything. I didn't know where it came from either. But they said that it had been dragged down the road, down to the ice facility, and then somebody shoved it in the ground. And so she thought it was her fault that she gave me that information, but she was misinformed too. So I don't know. Yeah, whatever. So yeah, it was so good to see her, and she was just on vacation. She went down to Vegas, spent some time down in Vegas. She went to some raves and everything, and just had a freaking blast. And she goes, "No, I'm not dead." And I'm like, "Well, obviously not. You're in my arms." I'm like, I'm giving you a huge hug. My God, she's so tiny. it feels like my arms could probably wrap around her twice. She's so tiny. So yeah, it was so good to see her last night. I was just like, oh my God. And like, she just kept apologizing. I'm like, no, it's not your fault. I'm like, I'm the one that removed the stop sign. You just, she goes, well, I thought that, it was from, and I'm like, no, 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 no. I said, there was 3 or 4 other people that, were giving me information on that stop sign. So whatever. But, yeah. Kate, what? You're a Will supporter? I'm kidding. Well, it's all right. It's all right. It's just with Will. I mean, I'm finding out more and more just how much of a backstabber he is, man. I mean, he comes in my life and he's all apologetic and he's crying. And so I'm like, wait, it's okay, man. I was feeling generous that day, because I don't like him, man. He'll never come into my he'll never come, I'll never make amends with him. But I was just letting him know that day, everything's cool, just chill. Don't come in here and start any shit, And he wasn't. He was cordial. And all I said to him was everything's cool. That's it. I mean, it wasn't like I blessed him, So when I saw him in another chat, calling me Fat Mike this and Fat Mike that, and I'm like, dude, fuck you then. You know what I mean? So that's why I called him out. I says, don't come in here and fucking spread your shit. And then all of a sudden, just immediately, well, I'm on my way. On your way, what? Come over here? I'm like, all right. He does have a split personality, doesn't he, Krista? Absolutely. Yeah, like that movie Split. That's a good movie. Anyways, yeah, that's what I see in him. I mean, we'll have to make names for his other alter egos. We got Will, and we got I don't know. We'll figure something out. But yeah, he is bipolar. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I heard that he was talking shit about me. But again, it's again that it's a typical, in my opinion, it's typical MAGA. They're all talk and no walk. They're all bite or bark and no bite. All bark, no bite. I mean, I was in, Will's face several times, especially that last time, man. I almost hit my forehead on the brim of his fucking hat that said, fuck MAGA, and he's all, talking shit. Well, nobody has a hat like this. And I'm like, I don't fucking give a shit. Your fucking hat means nothing. So just fucking walk away. You're not welcome here amongst us, and you're not welcome over there. So maybe you might want to move to the East Coast or something. Yep, that is true. Terrible times. I like that. Yeah, you can't. Oh, you can't spell hatred. Yeah, without red hat. But yeah, you can't have hatred. You got to have that red hat to spell out hatred, man. Yeah, that's true, Krista. I mean, somebody posted like some of the old footage of him, and there was like one, I don't know if it was a news agency or someone was filming the homeless down on the waterfront, or on the, let's see, it was down along the Willamette River. And we still have it to this day, but we have a lot of houseless people that reside along the banks of the Willamette River here. And they did an interview, or maybe it was the police that were cleaning them out, moving the camps out or something. And Will was part of the community, of the houseless community down there. And this was like 12 years ago, or I want to say it was 2010, so it might have been like 16 years ago. and he looks so different, but it's Will, and they like interview him, you know, and he kind of talks about his life a little bit, and why he's homeless and or houseless, whatever, and so it wasn't like a clip dissing them and everything, but it was just like I said, I can't remember. I believe it. I think it was available somewhere. I got the clip. Somebody sent it to me. I'll have to see if I can find it. But how old is he? I want to say he's probably. You know what? I don't know. I'm gonna guess late 30s, maybe. I guess. Yeah, he wants to be liked by all, but I mean, what went down, like between him and MAGA and him and Tommy, maybe I'm thinking that he just thought that he could take stuff because at that time, Tommy was receiving a lot of stuff. He was getting a lot of stuff delivered to him, on his Amazon wish list and all that stuff. And so, maybe he thought he could get away by taking a couple of radios. So, where's the big spiders? We don't have any big spiders today, man. I mean, I got this one. There's one. The other one's on the back of my neck, right behind my right ear. I have to get more, but that's how I got my nickname from my biker club. My brothers, my biker brothers, they're like, we're going to start calling you Spider Mike. I'm like, okay, that's cool. And that was right about when the movie Spun came out. Pretty good movie with John Leguizamo and oh shit, what's the name of that actress that passed away from an overdose? She was really pretty. I forget her name, but anyways, pretty good movie. And John Leguizamo's character was called Spider Mike, and he was a meth dealer. And it's a movie about meth and addiction and stuff like that. So pretty good movie. No, arachnophobia. Yeah. There's some pretty, I don't know, there's some pretty spooky movies I've watched where they have spiders. We need more of that, right? Now that we have AI. Hey, if there's anybody that knows how to work AI, let's get some, AI clips of big spiders crawling all over like this right here or something. Or, like I said, it's bloomed. It's blooming. Beautiful. Well, where's my? I fill it up. I get the bubbles out. I put Felipe up there, and I haven't had one visit yet. Where? Oh, she just flew by. Is she? Oh my gosh. Is she? She's going over to the neighbors. She's neighbor hopping. What the? Because to the right, my neighbor to the right, they have a feeder. My neighbors to the left, they have a feeder. And then across the street over here, they got a feeder. So it's like, what? Wow, it's not very nice. What the heck is going on? They probably do have better stuff. I don't know. We'll come up with something. So you put meth on your cereal, right on. Just like a little bit of powdered sugar on top of there, and just chomp away. Yeah, I know. I joke with everybody here when I'm like really jumpy and anxious. I'm like, yeah, I chopped up my Adderall and sniffed it with my coffee grounds this morning. That's a drug I've never tried. Let's see. I'm 58 years old. I have high blood pressure. Isn't that a great idea? I have sleep apnea too. Might as well, try some meth. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yep, this is a hummingbird's paradise, but we're not getting any. I'm not attracting any customers here. Not even my girl. Where is she? She's not on any of her. I don't see her on any of her hangouts. So, oh, you know what I probably got to do? Ah, let's see if she gets pissed off here. I know she can hear that. Come on. Come on. Unless she's way next door. I don't know. Where are you at? No, you have sleep problems also. Yeah, I was diagnosed with sleep apnea back in gosh, when was that? I think it was 2006. And they were really worried because, I don't want to say really worried. They should have been more worried than than what they were back then, but it should have been more of a big deal in 2006 because they had me on a whole bunch of pain meds. I was prescribed a whole bunch of pain meds, like 3 different types of pain meds, and for my motorcycle accidents. And then I also had depression and anxiety. So they were giving me, I had Valium. So imagine that, all right? I hadn't been diagnosed with sleep apnea yet. So when I went to bed, I had my sleep apnea. My girlfriend at the time, she said, yeah, you snore like a motherfucker. And sometimes she would just go into the living room and sleep on the couch, and I felt bad. But anyhow, I would go to sleep and I'd take my pain meds and Valium to calm me down. And that combination, I don't know how I survived it, but it's kind of scary to think about it now. But I mean, I was on MS Contin, which is a pill form of what's it called? It's called something. Morphine. It's a pill form of morphine. I was on that for pain. I was, they gave me fentanyl patches. So, I remember one night I put, it was a 100 milligram, I was prescribed a 25 milligram fentanyl patch. And those things last for like 3 days. And you just stick it on your arm. And then it slowly seeps into your pores and into your bloodstream. And they're very powerful. And so I had that on, and I was taking MS Contin for pain, and oh gosh, I can't remember the third. It was like hydrocodone, or it might have been oxycodone. So I had those 3 pain meds in me, plus my Valium, and I wasn't diagnosed yet of sleep apnea, so I don't know how I survived. But once I was diagnosed with really bad sleep apnea, and yes, I read that. I'm reading that now, Krista, where you stop breathing. And when I went in for my test, they informed me that they have a bed there, of course, and they're going to monitor you overnight and into the morning. And so they started to, where the first 4 hours, they hooked me up with a whole bunch of electrodes and all that shit to monitor me. And, they had video and everything. They were going to watch me for the first 4 hours. And then if I had it, then the other 4 hours, the remaining 4 hours, was going to be with a machine, with a CPAP. So I'm like, okay, let's go. And so I fall asleep, and they wake me up about 2 hours later. I didn't even make it I didn't even make it 4 hours, everybody. It was like, they wake me up and they're like, oh yeah, you got it. I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah, you had like an episode, which an episode is like holding your breath. They were like, yeah, you had about 30 to 40 episodes in the first hour, and then about the same in the second hour. So, and they said that I would hold my breath for like almost up to a minute. And then they have a monitor that monitors the level of oxygen in your blood. And as you sleep, it's supposed to be right around 93 to 94. Okay. And they're like, yeah, you dropped down to like 76. So and they're like, which is really dangerous, you know? And I'm like, oh, okay. And they're like, yeah, one time it was close to down to 70. And I'm like, oh, okay. So they put that CPAP on me and I fell asleep. And oh my gosh. When I woke up after like 5 hours, I think was what I had remaining in the test, I felt so good. I, man, I wasn't tired. I wasn't groggy. I wasn't sluggish. I, I was just like, whoa. And they said, yeah, once we hook the machine up to you, once we hook the CPAP up on you, your oxygen level went up to 93, 94. You didn't have any episodes, and you slept like a baby for 5 hours. I'm like, holy crap. So yeah, they sent me home with a CPAP, and I've pretty much been on a CPAP ever since then. And to this day, I can't sleep without one. Oh no, I cannot fall asleep. It triggers my anxiety. I think I feel like I'm gonna die if I do. If I don't have my CPAP machine, I feel like I'm going to choke and pass away. You know what I mean? So I gotta have it. So I have like a battery pack for it and all that stuff in case, lose power or something like that. But yeah, fun stuff. Yeah, they have those home tests. That's what my roommate was sent home with, was one of the home tests where you just hook up the stuff yourself and sleep. So, and she has it, but she doesn't use her machine. I get on her all the time about that. You need to use your machine. You need to get that CPAP on. Where's my customers? What is going on here? Bubblicious. Well, also when it's like really warm and hot like it is now, they're not really flying around much. They don't feed much when it's hot. So that might be why it's slow. But we can sit here and talk. We got 11 people in here. Smash that like button. Smash that like button. And I'll show you. Oh man, I'll show you some blooms. Right? And then of course we have Felipe hanging out. Just hanging out. What's up, Felipe? I know, it's a little slow today. Maybe you'll make some money. We'll see. If they use your flour, I know you charge quite a bit, especially with inflation and the economy nowadays. You gotta get more an hour for your company. We understand that. I got my little chickadee. Boop, boop, boop. Maybe I should hang that chickadee out there and see if that'll bother her. But she hasn't really been doing. I haven't seen her do any flybys either. I don't know where the heck she's at. Oh well, this might be the day where we don't get nothing. Shit. But I have a lingering. Gotcha. A lingering sugar ant. Got it. I wasn't going to put that, or maybe it did show up on the live, but I unalived it. Poor little ant. I understand. When it comes to sugar ants, nah. Gotta go. This old house here, the insulation and stuff like that, like there's no weather stripping on the windows, and then, it's like no weather stripping around the doors, so the wind just comes right in and everything. Well, the sugar ants make it in here all the time, so we got to deal with them all the time. Shit. Like I'll come in the kitchen and they'll be all over the sink. I'm like, God dang it! So then I got to take care of them. Uh, yeah, any ants, they gotta go. I'm sorry. It's just I don't. Oh, I don't want to like prepare something. Let's say like a sandwich. Let's hypothetically, let's say it's a ham sandwich with mayonnaise, and then you go to take a bite, and there's a sugar ant in the mayonnaise. Oh, fuck that. Bleh, bleh. Even though it's just a little ant, what we do, but still, I ain't eating it, man. Now, if a spider fell in there, oh yeah, yummy. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. You have problems with wasps? Oh man, yeah, yeah. Over here. We got to deal with yellow jackets a lot. We have our wasps. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, they don't. I mean, yeah. Whew. The yellow jackets, they feed on meat, like roadkill and stuff, and so when I dispose of them, it is so disgusting because I use a shop vac, and they like to build. The yellow jackets like to build nests underground, and they'll use like mole holes. If you have a mole, in your yard, we don't get gophers much, but we get moles. We get a lot of moles. All right, moles, those type of moles. Maybe you probably can't understand. It's kind of hard for me with these when I only have a few teeth here, everybody, to speak. So yeah, the mole holes, they'll expose like one of the holes in the ground, and the yellow jackets like to build their nest down in there. Oh, guess who's here? Well, there you are. Wait, no, don't. You can use one of the ones that you can say hi to everybody. She's on the other side. Come on, Bubblicious. Little bird. Little bird. My goodness. Am I going to have to do the toothpick trick? I think I'm going to have to do the toothpick trick. Bubblicious. I know it's fresh. I just made it. Fresh batch. She's liking it. Oh, there she goes. Well, if she uses that flower again, I'm going to have to use the toothpick trick, everybody. Sorry, Bubblicious, but you're going to have to use one of these two, that one or that one. Sorry, but that's just how it goes. So, anyways, yeah, when I had my place out in Malino, 6 acres out there, I dealt with those yellow jackets all the effing time. And so what I would do is you would find the opening in the ground where they're going in and out, and you just put a shop vac out there and put the end of the hose right at the opening. And it usually works better just to do it in the morning when they're not active and the sun's just coming up or whatever, because they're all underground. And if you try to like step on the hole or I don't know, dump stuff down in the hole, like some people they put gasoline down in there and they blow up their whole freaking yard. Nah, that doesn't work, because they'll go way in deep into those holes, and sometimes they're down in there like a couple feet. So yeah, they're like, go ahead, we'll dig our way out, we'll find another, and so it doesn't work that way. So yeah, what I do is I just put the shop vac and turn it on, and as soon as they exit, they get sucked up, and if they're out and about and they come back to their hive, they get sucked in, as they're trying to get in the hole, and it just sucks them all up into the shop vac. You just leave the shop vac on, just go do your thing during the day. And yeah, you might be using a lot of electricity, but when you get home from work, or after you have it there all day, afternoon, say 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, shut the darn thing off, and then hurry up and stuff a rag in the end or whatever, or a piece of duct tape, and then just leave it out overnight, and they'll suffocate, and they'll all die. And if it's a cold night, they'll freeze because they got to be underground. But when you have that many yellow jackets, that have been sucked into a shop vac, make sure the shop vac is empty. All right, before sometimes now, like this one, it was a 6-gallon shop vac. All right, I think that was the brand, shop vac. Anyways, or it might have been a Craftsman. I guess it doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter. It was like a big 6-gallon one, and I had that thing on all, and it was a big hive. I mean, we were having all kinds of problems with these things, with those yellow jackets. And so, like I said, when I was out mowing the lawn, and I ran over the damn thing and got stung like 30 times, and I'm like, oh, that's it. And I found the hole that they were going in and out of, and it was by a tree. And so when I got done, when I shut that shop bag off, left it out overnight, I opened it up, and I'm not kidding you, I had probably 5 gallons, because it was a 6-gallon shop bag, and it was filled to the top with yellow jackets, and it smelled so bad. It smelled like, I think I left it sit next to my pole barn for a couple days, I think it was, just to make sure. And yeah, when I opened that thing up, it was just like, oh, like rotten meat. Like I took roadkill home and left it sit in my yard for a few days, and then go down there and mess with it or something. It was so bad. Yeah, they take chunks out of you. I mean, man, and they're nasty too. I mean, if you swat at one, it's almost like they're able to communicate with the others, and you swat at one, and the next thing you know, you got 10 that are stinging you. 20, and it's like, dude, fuck, I only swung at one, but now all of you are pissed. You calling out to your buddies? What the hell? So they have some kind of radar. Beep 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 beep. Shit. Yeah, I don't like the horse flies either, man. Those things, because on that property that I had, there was a year-round creek, and we'd go swimming in it all the time. But there was like upstream and it's called Milk Creek. It's in Malino, and upstream there's quite a few pastures where they have horses and cows and stuff like that. And then it also goes through a golf course. So the water sometimes would be a little foamy, which is kind of, and it's like, it didn't have a smell, but it was creek water. I mean, and so yeah, we would go swimming, and then you get out, and then the horse flies were all over you. And it was like, what the hell, But if you hurried up and rinsed yourself off with the hose, or went and jumped in the shower or something like that real quick after being in then you didn't have any problems. But there was just something in that water that attracted the horse flies. And we questioned, what are they using on these farms upstream? And are we swimming in water that has, I don't know, from the golf course? Maybe they use a type of fertilizer, on their the lawns up there and stuff. Are we swimming in fertilized water and chemicals and I don't know. Yeah, they are horrible, and yeah, their bites hurt too. I was just watching one, and I just watched it land on my leg, and really close, and you could see like they have like some type of pincers or something like that. It's like, wow. And they clamp right into your fucking flesh, man. It's like, ouch, get the fuck off me with it. Dude. And they're quick too, man. As soon as they land, they bite. Whoop. And I hate those fucking things. Oh God. I'm kind of glad that I'm not in the country anymore because of those things. I mean, city life here, we don't have much here, but Yeah, we deal with the wasps and the yellow jackets and shit like that. Yeah, still water. That's probably it. I don't know. It just who knows? Maybe it's the because when you're on pastures and stuff like that, you usually see them on cow patties and horse patties. They'll be on the poop chomping away. So maybe when it rains, that horse poo and cow poo just kind of makes its way into the creek, and we're swimming in cow poop. Cow poop and horse poop, man. But man, I missed that creek and I missed that property. I had so much fun out there. Such a good time. Uh, yeah, we used to fish that creek too. Um, we had some neighbor kids, and they would always use my property. I mean, our property. I don't own the creek, but they were fishing off the banks of my property. They had permission to. Everybody pretty much did, but they would fish my area because there was a lot of, like you said, standing water. Still water and deep spots where the trout would hang out. And God, those two kids, they'd come walking up my property, and they would just have like 3 or 4 huge trout. I was just like, you pulled them out of that creek? Yeah. I'm like, damn. And there was some that pulled out salmon. These were salmon that were swimming upstream to plant their eggs. But it's like you pulled a salmon out of there. What? It's like I was fishing for trout and I got a salmon. Check it out. Like a 4-pound salmon. It's like, what the fuck? So, yeah. Yeah, RFK. I read about that where he takes his kids and they go drink and they go ahead and swim in sewer water. But you know what, Kate? This is the thing. Okay, back in the day, in the '70s, we swam the Willamette River all the time. And if you know the area here, I'll explain it real quick. But in Milwaukee, there is a sewage treatment plant that's right by the Milwaukee boat launch, and it's just, I want to say, 50 yards down, or let's see, that would be downstream. Okay, so 50 yards north of the boat ramp, and it smells. It smells bad all the time because it's a sewage treatment plant right there. Boom. But we swam at that boat launch all the time. And back in the day, there was a logging where they kept logs in the water. I don't know if they do that much anymore. They probably don't. But they used to have logs, a whole bunch of logs floating in the water, all tied together. And we weren't supposed to be out there walking around because that was very dangerous, but we did. It was the '70s. Come on. Come on. But we would walk out on those logs and we would swim off of those logs all day long. And then the boat ramp was right next to us. And off to our left, that was the sewage treatment plant. And sometimes, they would have we'd get a downpour of rain, like a thunderstorm, and it would overflow. And the overflow would flow into the river, and so that would be raw sewage. And then the next day would be beautiful, and we'd be down there swimming. So George Carlin does a skit about that, back in the day, that they used to swim in the Jersey River. I think it's Jersey River, or whichever one that's over there that's really, really bad. And he goes, we swam in raw shit. And I'm like, yeah, so did I, man. So did me and my friends. Hell yeah. That's why our immune system is so good. Our immune system, right? Because we swam in raw shit. What's this coronavirus? Yeah, that ain't nothing. We swam in poop. Oh, I was waving as I did that, and that was Carl, I think. Oh, we had a flyby. Carl's around. Where did he go? You can come over, Carl. That was Carl, everybody, I think. Yeah, yeah, Kate, right? They have it all. I mean, Portland and Milwaukee and Oregon City, they've taken care of all that. Um, but still, even though, because what they did is they, throughout the whole city and the surrounding areas, they the catch basins for water, catch basins for downspouts and stuff like that, like rainwater and the water that's on the streets, that all went into one big pipe along with the sewage. And back in the day, that's what it was. So when we had thunderstorms or a big downpour, the sewage treatment plants would get, you know, an overload of water, where it was sewage water and, the rainwater. And they switched that all over. I mean, they took every single home, and now the rainwater goes into a different pipe. So now there's two underground conduits or two underground pipes where the rainwater goes in one and then the sewage is for the other. And it has pretty much taken, that problem, and they addressed it. And yeah, 20 years ago, I was, well, no, it was back, geez, when did they start the big pipe project here in Portland? I forget now. I want to say it was about 25 years ago. And I remember I did a subcontract on a few of those jobs, and that underground pipe that they have that goes out into the Columbia River, that thing is huge. It's like a 20-foot diameter concrete pipe underground that all of that rainwater goes into now. It's huge. So let's see here. Or bathing with siblings. Don't start, Krista. Don't start. I remember the 70s. Yeah. Oh my God, that's gross, Krista. TMI. Hey, the rumors about, Ashley, Biden, showering with her dad back in the early 70s. I did. So did my brother. Oh, look we got Maynard, everybody. There's Maynard. He's on the prowl. Oh, he's going to go hide in there. There's a little hole in there. You go hide, Maynard. Okay, well, or you be careful. Be careful, May. Watch out for them vehicles, which there's not many today, so. Anyways, yeah. I remember when I was young that, I remember when times were tough in the early 70s, and yeah, my whole family, my mother and my father and my brother and I, we would all hop in the shower and to save water. And I mean, I was 5, 6, 7, I think right around that age. So yeah, I mean, but it wasn't like my family was, touching us or anything. We were just showering, and they would shower and wash my brother's hair and my hair, with shampoo and everything, whatever. And we actually shared the shampoo because we were poor. All right, you had to do that shit. So, oh my God, I hope I'm not getting a cold, everybody. God dang it. But I'm dealing with pain today. My pain is really bad today. Yeah, we here in Portland, we don't do salt for winter. We have been testing it, and I believe the city of Portland they're going to start using it in some places where it gets really bad. But throughout the city, yeah, we don't want salt. And but they do use like a a solution that they spray on the road. It's like an anti-icing agent that they spray on the roads prior to, you know, if the forecast is showing for icy roads, they'll put this stuff down, but it doesn't do any good if there's like an accumulation of ice or snow. Now, if it's just a light, snow, it'll help on that, or a light, frosty areas where frost builds up on the road. It works for that, but if there's like a buildup of like 2 inches, nah. Hell, if we get an inch of snow here in Portland, the whole city closes down. All the government buildings, everything. But me, I know how to drive in that snow, man. I love driving in the snow. Oh my God, that's one of the most favorite things I like to do is go up to Mount Hood and drive on the roads and the logging roads and stuff like that have snow on it, and spin around and drive off the road and go off cliffs and everything. It's pretty fun. No, I'm joking. Ooh, we're getting a good breeze right now. That feels good. Come on, where's my... Oh, man. I think, no. I'm thinking of using the toothpick trick here, but so that we get a good visual of my hummingbirds. The heck? What the heck? Well, if I were to do a walk around on my truck, I mean, when I bought it back in 2010, it's a 2008 Nissan Titan. And where is it? Well, there's the back of it right there. 2010 Nissan Titan, and the black paint and the body, everything was perfect. I say was, but so 2-year-old truck. I bought it off the lot. I had cash, and was able to. I just told they wanted 30 grand. And I said, I'll give you 25,000 cash. And they hemmed and hawed for a little bit. And I said, hey, I don't have the time. I'll go somewhere else. I'll find something else. I'll find someone that'll take my $25,000 cash. And so I just said, I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. What do you say? Of course, you know how they do it, fucking car lots. Oh well, let me go talk to my manager. As soon as he said, "Let me go talk to my manager," I said, "Wait. I know how this works. You don't have a fucking manager. You guys make the decision right now." And I'm telling you, if you go and talk to your manager, I'm leaving. Just wait here. Wait here. So I'm like, okay, And I waited for probably 10 minutes, and they came back and said, okay. So I got $5,000 off of that truck. Or I mean, $5,000 taken off of that truck. Because I told them, I says, I know how you guys work, man. You probably got that truck as a trade-in for $22,000 or something like that, $23,000, and now you're asking $30,000. So take 25 cash. You guys make $2,000. I get a good truck. End of story. And yeah, they said okay. Took a while to count out the fucking $25,000 cash, but yeah. So anyways, so I got that truck and I beat the living shit out of it. It's all beat up. It's all, I got damn scratches and it's a truck. And I had to get black because I thought it was pretty darn cool, man. So yeah, that's what a truck is for. Yeah. To go out and have fun. And yeah, like when I ride the snowy roads and stuff like that, I'll go off the road and it'll slide off the road and I'll go into a tree and then there's a new dent in my fender. Yay. Woohoo. Fun. But that's what's so fun about driving up there. I love it. But we didn't get much snow this year, man, which is kind of concerning because without the snowpack, our our water reservoirs are going to be really low this summer, which kind of sucks. But well, we get our water in this area from the Clackamas River, so we don't have to worry about it much. But Portland, they get their money or their money. They get their water from a reservoir, a big reservoir out in Gresham. So, God, I forget the name of that reservoir. But anyways, yeah, when it gets low, it we'll have the restrictions on, well, not we, but Portland will. They'll have restrictions on watering your lawn, and so everybody's got brown lawns, which is, they do that. California and fucking Arizona and all that. Well, Arizona, I don't think there's. When I went down there to visit Phoenix, it was like nobody had a lawn, and rightly so. The only people that had a lawn were like some of the really nice golf resorts. It was like, but. But I'll tell you, like, going up to Mount Hood, there's several spots to pull over, and they'll have springs where you can fill up your, like water jugs and stuff like that, underground springs. And that water is so perfect. It's so good. It's so clean and clear, and it tastes really good because you got the minerals from the ground and everything, and it's runoff from Mount Hood, So, yeah, if we don't have that snowpack, we're not going to have our water springs. What the heck? Damn. Am I going to ice tonight? I don't know, Krista. My pain was pretty bad yesterday, and it's really bad today. I'm doing my medicine regimen, and I got my ice packs out. Well, I already iced my knee, but when my knee swells up really bad, it's unbearable, and my knee is swollen up. It's swelled up pretty bad today, which sucks. But I already did a 20-minute ice down earlier, and I'm going to do it again here in a little bit. Yeah, and then take my medicines again, my anti-inflammatories, and it's just a regimen that I do every day. It sucks. And if I'm feeling, if my knee and my hip and my lower back, if those three are doing okay, I'll take a drive down there. But tomorrow I'm helping a friend move, and so I'm kind of getting prepped for that. Empty the stuff out of the back of my truck, and then I have a utility trailer, so I'm gonna go help her move. It's Tiana, and it's the gal that was with me when I went live downtown Portland. I got arrested, so last Friday or a week ago. Yeah, she's a good friend, and so I'm going to help her move from her place, and she's getting a place nearby. So I'm going to be so happy to spend a lot of time with her, and so she wants to go sing karaoke with me and all that stuff. So I'm like, let's go, let's have a good time. Oh, you're out of here, Krista. Okay. Yeah, keep an eye out. If I go down there, I'll throw up the live again and make sure that my batteries, my charger, I have my charger with me, and so I'll be able to keep it up, keep the live up. I don't know. I got to go through my messages. As I was live here, I got dozens of messages and alerts from people. So I'm going to go through all those, and maybe there's something planned tonight. I don't know. Oh, excuse me. Oh my God. Sorry. That was kind of loud. Rude. Pig. Gosh, Mike, pig. So, all right, Krista, thanks for hanging out. Thank you for hanging out. Put up. Come on, guys. Where are you at? She's only, I mean, I've been on for an hour and she's only fed off of here once. But earlier when I had to take the darn thing down because it was just full of sugar ants, she's out there throwing a fit. She showed up like 4 times, beeping at me. Like, hurry up. Where's my feeder? She's all pissed. Like, what am I? And then I fresh solution in there, and now she's not coming back. What the heck? Oh, well. But Felipe doesn't care, right? Look at him. He's just kicking back. Got his junk hanging out, you know? Still hasn't taken a bath. Felipe, you stink, man. No wonder why the hummingbirds are coming around. Should give him a bath. Right, Felipe? He whiz. Let's all bug Felipe. Maybe if I stick my phone out there, she'll come by and get kicked off. I don't know. Right, Felipe? What's up, man? How's it hanging? Really? Okay. All right. He says he wants his own YouTube channel. He's getting sick of me ordering him around. Huh. Really? The Felipe tube. We'll come up with a name. But no, you know, whatever, man. I know I haven't been giving you any amenities or anything. I haven't been paying. I don't pay you. You're the one working the corner here. You're the one working the streets, trying to sell your body. And you're not making anything, man. That's why you're broke. You need to take a bath. There's no man or woman that is going to be willing to pay for your body when you look and smell like that. Okay? Just saying. Just saying, Felipe. You know, if you took a bath and you smelled better, you might make more money, or you might make money. You haven't made nothing today. Nothing. All right, pimping's hard. All right, it's a tough job for me to be your pimp. So you need to make money. All right. Okay. Just saying. Just saying. All right. I don't know if that's going to work. Damn, Felipe. Come on, man. Can't have this. But it's been an hour now, and you know what? I'll tell you what. I'm going to shut this off, and I'll come back in a little bit. Probably a couple hours. Oh, let's see. What time is it? It is okay. It's a little after 3, so 3:15. How about I come back like 5, maybe 5:30ish or something like that? Because they feed, you know, when the sun's going down, you know, at dusk is when they usually come by, and we'll get more appearances from them. All right. And then we'll talk about this Felipe thing. All right. What we're going to do with this. And y'all can come up with I don't know, his handle for his new YouTube. And maybe I mean I have an extra camera. I could put like let's say that this chickadee is my GoPro. I could put the GoPro right there, right there, and he can have his own YouTube channel. Y'all could chat to him, right? I don't know if I don't know if he'll respond, but we'll see. Well, I don't know if the GoPro you can. I mean, you're not able to see your chat, so I'll have to figure something else out. I do have a second phone. Maybe I could use that second phone. Hook it up for Felipe. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll shut it off. I'm gonna address because like I said, I have a whole bunch of people trying to contact me, and I need to. Oh shit! I need to ice my lid. Oh my god! Oh. There she is. But she's not. There you are. Hello, Bubblicious. You can use a different flower, please. Well, at least she made an appearance just as I'm signing off. So, I think when I come back in a couple hours here, I'll do the toothpick trick. So it forces her to use these other flowers here and here, right, and then we can talk to her. So get the scoop on what's going on between her and Carl. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna sign up. See you in a couple hours. All right, take care.